My name's John Delore and I've been involved in the club from its inception. Well, Beaches was formed 27 years ago, and basically it was a combination of thoughts and ideas from three clubs, Waratahs, which Mark Vaughan had a fair bit to do with, Mel Logan through the May East, and myself with Hamilton. And what we tried to do is bring some ideas or the best things from those clubs to build a club that our kids could play. We all still wanted our kids to play in those other, with our clubs we were brought up with, but we wanted an opportunity. The Southern Beaches logo represents, well, the idea was around this area was sand, coal and the ocean. And it was basically, they were three of the elements that were quite significant and held value in this area. And I know the club has built and developed it has a greater area now, a greater drawing area, but that was the foundation on which the club was built. Right, basically what differentiates Beaches from other clubs is what I touched on earlier, and that was that, and it has always been, that everyone is valued. In the juniors, the whole idea was we basically had fun, and obviously to have fun we had to have our families involved, and our families, so that's probably why the idea of a family club came up. A lot of our off-field stuff was all centred around enjoyment for families, and everyone was valued, and it was a great social time. Just our facilities, we started off, had a number of different ovals. We even played at Whitebridge High for a while, in one of their back ovals, and down at Redhead, and over at Mount Hutton, and out at Belmont. So we certainly moved around, but we now have our own showcase facilities over at Alan Davis Field at Gateshead, and there's been a lot of hard work and so on going on by a number of people over the years, and that result is fantastic. On-field moments, probably, there are a number of junior ones over the years, individual, where some individuals have performed, and done something that's exceptional or something that they hadn't been able to achieve before. But there were two particular games, and they are both in the senior ranks, that really stand out to me. One is the first win against Nelsons Bay. That was a team, that was a club effort. First grade obviously hadn't won a game. Colts, pretty good. They'd won a number of games, but they were in the running for the semis, and seconds were struggling. Thirds, struggling along a bit. So we basically all sat down as a club and said, how are we going to win this first game? And we targeted Nelsons Bay as a possible win game. And it was a really emotional day, because we achieved a win in all grades, and and lots of people who had helped us out over the years, and families and so on. I remember all grabbing each other and crying at the end. It was just an emotional day, and it was a bit like, for me personally, another one a number of years later when we played Wanderers, and Wanderers were the gun team then, and we were, I think Tim Chidgey was the coach, and we had a pretty reasonable team, and I think we were down to 12 men twice. And I think if you go one more, I don't even know if you're allowed to play. But one of our fellows got sent off early, and this Wanderers team had a lot of pretty handy players in it, and I've never seen a gutsier effort in my life. I remember Andrew Delore was on one side, one wing, Blake Crichton on the other, You know, you got, well, basically at that stage, 10 players in between them, holding the middle, and then when someone would make a break down one side, down Andrew's side, Blake had come across and he'd covered a fin there, and it was just a absolute ripper of a game. Even from the junior days, the end of year shows, the balls, they're all fantastic. One of the Beach's features is that they do have a good time when they go out, and you know, I just think back to even one of the Anderson medal presentations a number of years ago. We'd only been there an hour or so, and the call went out, right, the beer's off. Apparently the cohort that was there had too much to drink. Well, I can tell you the 12 people I was with from Beaches, it didn't sort of slow them down at all, and we just partied pretty hard to the end of the night. In 5 years, I'd like to see them, our juniors building like they have been. They're getting stronger and growing in numbers. Seniors, obviously, I would like to see us having done the rebuilding stage and starting to enjoy a couple of years of being in the finals and having strong teams throughout the club. Obviously, those newer areas like the same in the girls' teams, strong throughout the club, and also a good social platform, and probably a greater connectiveness between the juniors and the seniors. I know that's pretty hard to get, but that's probably an area that could improve a lot, and I think if we can get that right, you know, our growth has no bounds. And you know, I'll just try to keep involved for as long as I can.